This is American Truck Simulator, and I'm your host David Steele, and welcome back. Today's episode is a celebration and a thank you and a few words of appreciation to 150 subscribers. And when I set about making videos, I didn't particularly think about the consequences or the numbers of people that might want to follow what I do, or maybe just have an interest in the same game that I do. So here we go. It's been almost 9 months later, and 150 subscribers, and a whole bunch of laughs along the way. Starting with me blocking in this kind soul to my left here. Yeah, I don't really know what happened last night. Look, it's a lie. I just abandoned it. I'm up in Montana, and we're in Red Thunder. It's a long wheelbase Kenworth W900. She's running the Caterpillar C3176 right now, 350 rated horsepower with a 10 speed. Picked up the cargo last night, doesn't need to get there until today, so we obviously decided it would be very selfish in this car park or parking lot. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get on the road, and yeah, let's make some tracks. Or make like a tree and get out of here. I'm going to treat the engine with a bit more respect when she's cold, and try not to extend it or labour it so much. It's pretty quiet right now, so that makes life a little easier. This cargo is heavy. It's a double, 64,000 pounds of something. I think it's gravel. It's some kind of rocky material, and from memory we've got to climb to get onto the highway just up here to our right. We're using a 10 speed. That's a direct drive, slightly taller than the stock, so final drive of 2.79. It's shortish, and it's fairly well suited to this particular engine.
Turn right.
Just negotiate the stop sign and then this right turn. There's nothing around me, which is good. I really enjoy the sound of this engine. It's very classic diesel to me. It's kind of a long cargo. It's not so much struggling with the cargo, but you definitely notice that there's a bit of weight behind you.
Get ready to turn right.
Here's that slight uphill grade here.
Turn right.
Yeah, the turbo kind of stop whistling as you ease off, and then give it a bit more power, and starts to whistle again. Starts to whistle even harder. So 350 horsepower doesn't sound like much. We've got to consider the amount of torque that this engine produces, and that's 1381 foot-pounds. And something else as well, something that Caterpillar do with many of their engines. Its rated horsepower is typically at the governor. So 350 horsepower at 2100 RPM. Okay, it's closer to 400 horsepower, a little lower in the rev range. And that can be a really fantastic asset when you're hauling at a heavy weight if you use all of those revs. And here's the reason. So you extend the engine out to 2100 RPM to the governor, your power drops to 350. You shift up, you lose a few hundred revs, but the amount of power that your engine produces increases. So if you're climbing a hill, you shift up, you can keep going. If you have an engine or a power curve where you shift up and you have less power in the next gear, you're going up a hill, that doesn't always help, especially if you're running close to the amount of power that you need to get that load going. Alright, well, you just heard some engine brake. Messed up my stopping because I was talking so much, but we'll stop here and we'll turn right. I mean, it seems clear to me. Oh, that's gone green anyway. And there we go, I messed up my gear. I was in that gear for too long. The 3176A is not the only engine that has that more power lower down in the rev range. Quite a few have this. I think it's one of the reasons why I enjoy the Mac MP7 and MP8 so much. Those engines produce most of their power a little lower down in the rev range compared to the Governor. Oops. I crashed? I think someone ran into me there, surely. Well, I don't see anything. Well, I don't see nothing. That's what I really meant to say. That's an occupational hazard of having a trailer long enough to extend into 2 different time zones. Anywho, as soon as we get going, we're going to slow down again, so let's have some jailbreak action. I love how that turbo starts to whistle as the Jake comes on. So I remapped a couple of keys so I can play around with my jailbreak strength, so you might hear some differences in the sound there. Oh, and maybe shifting down quite aggressively too. Lol. Let's negotiate the tightest corner in the world here with the longest trailer in the world. Also, slight dramatic overtones there. I quite enjoy these less than main roads, mostly. Certainly gives you an appreciation for driving these things manual as opposed to automated. And I enjoy both, don't get me wrong. I said in one of my recent videos, was it my last? That had to be retrained in the art of using manual because I've spent so long testing Zmod stuff in automatic mode. And of course for me, I appreciate both. But making my own shifted decisions is a little harder. Makes the game a bit more involving sometimes. Just got to be in the right mode for it. Having the ability to do both, that works for me. And a green light. Oh, here's my surprise face. Another stoplight or traffic light, and yeah, going to red.
Go straight.
Bit of a gradient here, so I'm going to use the parking brake, the e-brake. I don't know why it's called the e-brake in America. I mean, yes, it's for emergency use only. Who's to say? Anyway, I needed to stop rolling down the hill. Rolling backwards down the hill into the vehicle behind me. Yay, green light. Alright. Okay, we're finally on the open road, which is nice. So this is where the countryside's going to get a lot prettier. I may end up editing out all of the stop and go, just to get to this point. So speed limit 65, open road, not too much traffic, nice countryside to look at, and a destination to go. So let's just get on with it. I mean, you know, once I've got up to speed, of course.
Get ready to turn left.
I'm getting better at my downshifts, that's good.
Turn left.
I think the trick is just to take my time over it. Poor guy there in the white Toyota Corolla is still waiting for my trailer to clear.
Go straight.
So I think maybe now, as I leave this little town, it's a good time as any to talk about some of the stuff with the channel. I'm trying to stick to releasing videos twice a week. 7 AM on Tuesdays and Thursdays my time, that's Central. I don't always stick to that. Well, that's, I guess, my minimum. And I'm still doing this because I enjoy it. So I'm going to use the channel to showcase some of my mods, the engines that you can get in the Steam Workshop pack. Absolute plug, but I'll put a link down below.
Go straight.
Some of the work I do for Z-Mods, his engines, and I get to test and play around with new sound packs. That's always wonderful. Just generally hang out. So you'll see some streaming highlights from time to time. You can listen to me bore on about some new engine mod I'm playing around with and how it's amazing or not amazing or hard to do. And as always, comments and feedback is welcome. Even the ones that say this video will be better off if you were quiet. So stop me from saying, oh, that's what your mom said last night. But I do this because I enjoy it. And I really enjoy the game and this dose of sanity it gave during lockdown. So anyway, if you're listening to this part of the trip, it's probably going to mean midway in the video. It's a good test for you, but you always click like below so I know that either you liked it or you heard this. Actually, how can I tell? Who's to say? Who is to say? But I will say this, it's very humbling when I get the support and the thanks, and people seem to enjoy my content. That's great. Thank you. Perhaps back on topic, this is where a lesser powered engine struggles a little bit, so my speed is gradually going up. I just told it to hold this speed. That's where not having so much power on torque, it makes a big difference. But it's happy along at this speed, it just takes its time to get there. And that's the jailbreak working. That's me playing around with the gear and of course the strength. Yeah, wow. It was a little so-and-so, wasn't it? I'm probably going to cut out the last couple of minutes because there's really not that much to see beyond very pretty countryside. In this video, I really wanted to keep it to 15 minutes. Probably not going to do that, but there we go. Anyway, we are pretty much here. And that's great.
Turn left.
Just up here on the left. I'm probably going to take the easy... Well, it's a double, so I won't have much of a choice. Alright, so this is the MWM. It's the Montana Waste Management, I think.
Fine.
Something like that. Let's just, for argument's sake, see how it wants me to deliver this. Da, da, da. Yep, I'll go with the easy parking. So, that's been a pretty pleasant, enjoyable trip. No great shakes, just some nice countryside, of which I'm probably going to skip some out. Playing around with this engine and hauling this fairly heavy load. Thanks so much for watching, hope you enjoyed this. As always, comments and feedback is appreciated, helps the channel. And let's just see how well we did. So 160 miles, 36 gallons. That's yeah, it's about 4.5 to the gallon. Well, not the most efficient of trips, but it was a heavy load. Great. Well, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.